Yeah. U.R.O. You already know it's the Galactic One. Illinois I am. We back cracking spells. Shout out to all the Galactic Guardians, 720 degrees. Shout out to the whole U.R.O. Everybody living in the universal right order. Shout out to the House of Consciousness, Connecticut chapter. This message being brought to you by K.O.R TV, Kingdom of Righteousness TV. The show is called Wake Up Sheeple. Y'all already know how I do. We about to jump right back into the demonstration. I say to all the great prophets, ancestors, aiders, messiahs, messengers who came before, making the platform available so we could be here today giving you the message. I say, jumping right into the demo. On this galactic glorious day of Raharu, which y'all know is Sunday, the day of the sun. So we're going to talk about it, jump right into the supreme mathematics, you know what I'm saying, on this galactic Gregorian frequency of things. It'll be 8/18/2024, you know what I'm saying? So we talking about, adding those numbers up, going across, where you get 8 plus the 1, get you 9, plus the 8, get you 17, plus the 2, get you 19, plus the 2, get you 21, plus the 4, get you 25, which is wisdom, power. Wisdom, power. So the wise mind, if you got a wise mind, you obtain power. That power is to what? Power refinement, the truth that'll change things. So when you add the 2 and the 5 together, you get it all being born to God. All being born to God. What is God? One who knows himself well and the things around him. And so that's what we're going to talk about. Today's topic is called Ill Manual for the Mind. I broke it up in 3 parts. Ill Manual for the Mind. So on this new Black Sunday School demonstration, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the mind and how the mind never comes with instructions. Everything on this planet, everything that you buy and purchase and all that stuff, it got some type of instructions and tag on it. Even the shirts and clothes you wash tell you how to wash it, blah, blah, blah. But with your mind, there's no instructions really on how to use the mind, to tap into the mind, or what your mind even possesses, or what you know what I mean? So we have to be, mindful of that. So what I'm going to do today is talk about the Judas and Jesus aspect in you. The Judas and Jesus aspect within yourself, right? Because as we know, the Bible is Masonically written, so it could be looked at in many different ways. And you have to have that allegorical and decisive eye to understand that the Bible is about symbolic words that basically describe parts of your personality. So it could be looked at from that lens, you know what I'm saying? So when you talk about the Judas and Jesus in you, let's go into the characters now, you know what I'm saying? So we can kind of understand who we talking about, what's going on, right? So the Judas in you, Judas, basically, when you look up the word, even in the dictionary, in the regular dictionary, not even in a biblical sense, they got the nigga name as traitor. So it's fucked up if your name is in the dictionary and it's automatically, traitor type shit. You know what I'm saying? Traitor is one who betrays his friends or his country type shit. You know what I'm saying? A trusted person at that. A trusted person that betrays their country or, friend. So Judas means traitor. Another thing about the brother Judas, he was the treasurer. So he had the bag. Judas had the bag for the team. So I'm quite sure he didn't just pick that position like he was Tupac and they was in Juice, and when he had the gun in Q, like, why he get the hold of the gun? Cause I got it, motherfucker. Nah, it didn't go down like that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't the nigga like, cause I got the money, motherfucker. Nah, I'm quite sure Jesus, right, and the rest of the disciples felt that Judas was the most trustworthy to run the money. So that's why he had the position of the finances and everything, and he was holding down the bag for the team, because he was trusted. So he was a traitor, a treasurer, but he was trustworthy, right? At the same time. So now, let's go into the story, John 13:21, where they start talking about when Jesus said, verily I say unto you, one of you shall betray me. So he was sure, verily was like, I'm quite sure it's going to be one of y'all niggas while they sitting at a table at the Last Supper at a certain festival, right? And if the festival was called the Passover, that's the name of the shit, you know what I'm saying, etc. So in this Passover ritual, right, when it's looked at from a I forgot the word that they use, but it's more like the traditional sense of a Passover is kind of like when a person passes you the sop, which is a wafer-like piece of bread. They dip it in some type of fish sauce or whatever it is, and they pass it to you. That's the person that they pass it to. They want you to do something for them. They need you to do them a favor. They trust you that you're going to hold down the favor that they ask you to do. So they trying to get good favor with you by passing you the sop. You get the piece of bread on this Passover shit because I want you to do me something solid. You dig what I'm saying? That's what Passover really meant in the traditional sense. Not what we thinking from the story, as it says. And one of the people says, as you continue to read the story, 13:25, somebody says, who is it? Who going to be the nigga that betray you? So now they asking questions because they like, damn, they looking around and shit. You know, which one of us going to do the shit, blah, 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 blah. They thinking on that level, blah, 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 right? So, etc, the story goes on. It said, it's the guy who I give the sop to after I dip it in the sop. Let me dip it in the sauce and all of that shit, and I get this person this piece of weight. Whoever it is, I give it to. So on the any, mini, mighty, mo, catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Any, many, mighty, Judas. You dig what I'm saying? Now, why did he give it to Judas? He could have gave it to Paul, Peter, Mark, Luke, whoever, all the other motherfucking disciples was there. Feel what I'm saying? But he gave it to Judas because he trusted that Judas was going to handle the shit that he needed done. That's why he passed him the sop. As you can see, Jesus went on to say, because Jesus is in control of all this shit. He's running. These is his disciples. So he called the shots. So I'm quite sure Judas like, damn, you passed me the fucking sop. Why the fuck you had to give it to me? I don't feel like doing this shit. But you got to do it because Jesus gave you the sop. He's expecting you to do the favor for him. And what that favor was to go to them and do all the shit, right? Because this is part of the process, right? So this is just from a story, literal sense, right? So the guy he gives the sop to, blah, blah, blah. So Jesus said after the sop, after he had gave him that sop, Satan had entered Judas in the story, right? So it caused confusion. You dig what I'm saying? Because he was already the most trustworthy person. He like, damn, you want me to do the foul shit? You dig what I'm saying? Or whatever it is, you want me to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm already trusted to do all this other shit. But you putting this shit on me now too, right? So boom. Overstand, Jesus said to him, and I want it done now, immediately, quickly. Get that shit over with. Don't play no games. Go handle. So his niggas, all the other disciples, they thought he was talking about some old, he had a bag and he was going to give some people some money. He was going to go get a poor some money. That's how stupid the other niggas was, or dumb these niggas was, because they didn't even understand what was going on. When Jesus said, clearly, I'm going to give you one of y'all the sop. One of y'all going to betray me. And whoever it is, go do that shit right now, basically. But they was confused thinking he was talking in parables and codes or some shit. I don't know. But, you know, they confused thinking he was going to give niggas the poor money. That's what they thought Judas was going to do. Right? So, if you read Matthew's 20:20, you're going to see that their mothers was going around asking Zebedee's and certain motherfuckers for favors and blah, blah, blah. Because they was too shook to do that, while Judas basically in his lifetime he was handling business. Every time he got to do what he got to do. He was an important role in the discipleship for the finances, so he couldn't be running around just living their life, telling their mothers to go handle favors for them, because that's what they was doing. In that part of 2020, that's them niggas, the other disciples' moms going to ask motherfuckers, can you make my son this and this, then, you know, doing all this other shit. So, like I said, Judas means to be deceitful and betraying the friends or a country, which is a traitor. And so if you look into Matthew 10:4, you'll see the word who betrayed him. So that's how you furthermore knows that he's a betrayer. And then Luke 16:6 or 6:16 says traitor. They use the word, he's a traitor there. So understand, when you're looking at these scriptures, so-called scriptures, they're not literal. So because what they do is, when you look at them from a literal sense, now you're in bondage You know what I'm saying? You're exposed to bondage of your mind. You know what I'm saying? And you can't rise up to the Christ-like type state in you if you only looking at it from a literal sense, right? And so, like I said, this morsel, this piece of bread, the whole ceremony of it is a Passover. Passover is around springtime, so new life spring forth. Jesus died, resurrected, blah, 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 all this stuff around that time, just to give y'all that, but to show you the astrological sense that the little book of the sun is an astrological book because it's talking about springtime, basically. It's talking about that in the stars that's happening, celestial bodies moving, blah, 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 more or less. The connection to those celestial bodies in you and how those, planetary alignments will affect you mentally, and affect your DNA, basically. So, like I said, dipping the sauce in the thing was symbolic to winning the person over, to get them to do what you want done for them. It's called the conciliatory or some shit like that. Conciliatory. That's the conciliatory form of the Passover. You know what I'm saying? When you dip shit in there to win somebody over, to agree, bribing a person to do something that you trust. You know what I'm saying? You want to influence their behavior. You're bribing them. You know what I'm saying? And so, understand, in order for you to have the Judas aspect is the lower self in you. You know what I'm saying? You betraying yourself from living life at a certain existence and even tapping in and looking into things. So you can go up the tower and watch with a watchful eye and observe from the pineal gland like Jacob did, so you can get to that 90%, that right hemisphere of the brain, line yourself up for all of that. So when we talk about what is Christ and who is Christ and how is there a Jesus Christ in you? Because Christ is not a last name, but merely a title. This is why anybody can be the Christ. Anybody can have Christ. It was made to be universal. It's a universal title. It's not some shit that, you know what I'm saying? No, that's not, we fucking it up. When y'all think it's just this one dude, that's where the mentality, black women, stop thinking that. All the black women that go to church, stop thinking that Jesus Christ is the only Christ. You're Christ too. You have it in you. The K.O.R, from the ancient Kemetic or Egyptian word, as you know, K.O.R, right? Or Christos, Krishna, Buddha, all these are the same fucking thing. Means the same thing. Those are titles. Anybody could become a Buddha. Anybody could become a Krishna. It's about the aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all taking these things too literal, right? So Jesus, his name is not Jesus. First of all, it's Yeshua, right? And that's close to Yahshua or Joshua, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, Christos is the title as one who has an incarnated state. You're in an incarnated state. So inside yourself, you cardinal vehicle. You know what I'm saying? So inside the cardinal vehicle, you transform, incarnated. You dig what I'm saying? Like they say, reincarnate. When you die, you keep coming back as energy, never dies, blah, blah, blah. You reincarnate or something. Well, incarnation. From inside. Transformation inside. A state. So it's something that manifests within self as a universal idea, and the word was made flesh. That's the whole concept of the word being made flesh, when energy is crystallized and forms into matter. You dig? So John 5:30 says, Jesus was basically saying that I can't do nothing myself. I can't do shit for you. Like you gotta do it yourself. You gotta save yourself. I'm giving you the ways and showing you how, and I'm putting you on, but you gotta I can't do nothing for you. So that lets you know right then and there, Jesus can't even save you. Y'all gotta save yourself. Straight up, he just said it. I didn't make it up. Go to 5:30 and see where he said I can't do nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? So only way through the Father is through me. Basically, he giving you the guide, the instructions. He trying to put you on. That's from the literal sense, or the fundamental sense. It's a person trying to put you on, but really it's an aspect of yourself saying the Father is your brain. Father represents the brain. You dig what I'm saying? And so you got to trust yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to trust yourself and understand, like I said, Krishna, Buddha, Christ, all in the same aspect. Krishna, 5,000 years ago, was on the spiritual aspect of it. Buddha came with the mind, with the mental aspect of it. And here comes Christ as the Son, the incarnation, to get to the inside, you, self, the body. You dig what I'm saying? Mind, body, and soul type shit. So in order to manifest that avatar, he was showing you how to do it, how to get to the 90% of the brain, the right hemisphere of the brain. Tap in with the alignments, right? Because it's all about these alignments. So when you see the Father, you see me. No one can get to the Father but through me, to the brain. Nobody gets to the brain but inside your mind but you. You dig what I'm saying? Type shit. And so remember, a lot of these institutions, once you start to read them from a literal sense and all of that, they get you in bondage and they implant fears and it causes separation. That's what it does when you read it from the literal sense. But now if you take yourself out the literal sense and you start to look at it as aspects of yourself, using those keywords to describe certain personalities and certain characteristics about the universe, as it is above, so shall below in the mind. You dig what I'm saying? Then you can see the Jesus and Judas aspect within yourself. You dig what I'm saying? You could see it that way. You know what I'm saying? That's why, in the Bible, I am that I am is the name of God. You dig what I'm saying? It's the I am that I am, because I am is synonymous to me, and me is synonymous to God. If you put all that together, then you saying me, I am God. You dig what I'm saying? So they don't want people to walk around saying I'm God. That's why Clarence X the 13th was deadly, because he was still using this type of mysticism shit in the 5% shit. That's what you think he was doing. You know what I'm saying? Dropping high science and putting people on, and you know what I'm saying, and telling them they God, that they possess that light receptor. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna dead it right here, but we're gonna do part 2 to Ill Manual of the Mind. And we're going to talk about galactic observation on the next one. Y'all stay in tune. Travel in harmony. Peace.